Khan. All right, Shalom. We want to start off as we always do, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, which is the name of the Most High and His only begotten Son. So again, Shalom. And Shalom, brother Jason. How you doing, brother?
Doing great. Shalom.
Khan. All praise to the Most High. Well, Shalom, everybody. Of course, we back here for another Sunday lesson. As you can see by the title, us brothers are going to be going into having ears to hear and eyes to see. This should be a kind of very clear-cut type of topic. Not really going to get too much into etymology with this lesson, but again, we're going to be going into having ears to hear and having eyes to see. Something that we notice, especially us brothers that labor out there on the highways and the hedges, one of the main stumbling blocks of our people is having ears to hear or eyes to see. More specifically, having an ear to hear the word and having an eye to see the men that the Most High has set forth in order to give you the word. So us brothers felt like that was a mighty topic, something mighty that we could dive into. We got some great lessons, some great precepts, some great scriptures to give some edification. So Most High willing, it will be edifying. As us brothers always do, we're going to try to give maybe 4 to 5 minutes, give a little bit of time for the room to fill in for anybody who may tune in and is tuning in to be able to have some time to come on in. So again, Shalom, everybody that's coming in. All praise to the Most High. Shalom, Sister Yamina. Shalom, my brother's keeper. Shalom. All praise to the Most High. So again, we're going to wait about maybe 4 more minutes and then we're going to get started. Another thing that us brothers always do is start off with a couple of opening precepts, just to get the lesson started. So again, we're going to open up with the classic in the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2 and verse 17. If we can get that one for him, brother.
2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 17. For we are not as many which corrupt the word of God, but as of sincerity, but as of God, in the sight of God, we speak in Christ.
Khan. And us brothers always like to have that verse, as we say so often, as a pillar of how us brothers do the work. Making sure that we do this not as the many which corrupt the word of the Most High, but as of sincerity, and as if we do this in the sight of the Most High, so we speak in His only begotten Son. So again, that's a pillar for how us brothers move in the spirit and in this walk, and in teaching and in leading and edifying as well. So again, we're going to give about 2 minutes, just a little bit more time to see if the room gets filled. Anybody that's coming in, as you can see on the banner there, if you can, please like, share, and subscribe the video when you do come in. Of course, if you find that the information is edifying and useful, then like, share, and subscribe to content that others may be able to be edified as well. Just support your brothers if you can. Again, Baba Kashaw, please like, share, and subscribe as you're coming in to tune in to the video. All right, brother, what time we got? We're gonna, again, I don't think it's gonna be a really long lesson. This is really straightforward. And anybody that's in the chat, Most High willing, you can throw some precepts or some questions in the chat, because this is one of those topics that I'm pretty sure all of us are gonna have some kind of experience with, whether we're in the truth, and even some of us that are not in the truth, Most High willing, they develop ears to hear, even in this lesson and even on this live. But for many of us that have ears to hear, that a lot of these precepts are going to ring true when you're dealing with your family members, your loved ones, or maybe even strangers, your brothers and your sisters that you're trying to edify and reconcile back to the Most High, and just how difficult it is to find somebody who has ears to hear. So again, we're going to get a lot of good edification. Matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and get started, brother. I think we can go the best account that I can go into as far as having ears to hear. Okay, let's start in the classic, brother. I'm going to go to Isaiah chapter 6. And with this one, if we can start at verse 8, brother. Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 8. And again, we're going to go ahead and get started, everybody. So if anybody got any questions, put them in the chat. If you got any experience, testimonies, anything like that, Most High willing, this can be an interactive type of lesson, because again, it shouldn't be a very long one. But if you got any precepts to add to the discussion, testimonies or questions, anything like that, Most High willing, you can add those in there. But brother, can we go ahead and get started with Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 8?
Blow up your text a little bit. Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah.
Down. Oh, okay, yeah, that's good if you slide it over. Perfect.
Con.
Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 8. Also, I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, here am I, send me. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed.
Con. Now, that's really deep to take in. And I know that us in this truth are familiar that this is quoted by Yahawah in Matthew chapter 13, which we're going to go to that as well. But listen what's happening by the will of the Most High. He chose to make these people hearts fat, which also we know goes into their mind, pursuant to Mark chapter 7 and verse 21, the heart going into the mind. So the Most High is able to make the hearts of us fat and to make our ears heavy that we shut our eyes. And that's a very important thing that we have to understand when we're dealing with our brothers and sisters, but definitely just as important, even as we consider ourselves, that we also we want to make sure that we're moving in the spirit, that we have ears to hear and eyes to see, but even understanding the prophecies that the Most High put down of all of the people that weren't going to be able to do that. Can we continue, brother, to verse 11?
Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 10. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate.
Keep going, brother.
And the Lord have removed men far away, and there be a great forsaking in the midst of the Lord.
Now, see, this is important. Look what the Most High is telling you, because this is a great question. They asked, how long? And he said, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be left desolate. Okay, that men are removed far away, and there's a great forsaking in the midst of the land. So again, you can understand that a lot of this hardening of our hearts and the hardening of our ears is because of a judgment that the Most High has placed against the children of Israel for our constant disobedience. Keep going, brother, to verse 13.
Verse 13. But yet in it shall be a tenth, and it shall return, and it shall be eaten as a teil tree, and as an oak whose substance is in them. When thy cast their leaves, so the holy seed shall be the substance thereof.
Con. So again, you can see that this is the Most High's doing. And one of the hardest battles that we can face, again, especially dealing with our loved ones, especially dealing with our friends and our family, or even a brother or a sister that we love and we want to help to reconcile back to the Most High. But not everybody has been given ears to hear. Not everybody can receive it. And again, if you're familiar or if you're experienced in doing the work in these highways and hedges, you know that better than others. You can literally sit and read a Bible verse to somebody verbatim, clearly as day. They can read it themselves. And yet, when you ask them to repeat it back, they can't repeat it. Or we know that's the condition where a person can't stop talking long enough to even respect the words of the Most High. For so many reasons, our ears have stopped and we aren't able to hear, thus said the Most High. But we're going to get a lot of different wisdom on it and just see how the judgment of the Most High is taking place and how we can move knowing what the judgment of the Most High is. And again, making sure we're examining ourselves. So, brother, let's go to the classic to mirror that one in Matthew chapter 13. And if we can, brother, starting at verse 10.
Matthew chapter 13 and verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it was given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it was not given.
Say that again, brother.
Because it was given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it was not given.
Now, see, that should bring a lot of different mindsets to a brother when you hear that. maybe a spirit of compassion or a spirit of fear of the Most High, or even a spirit of blessing and praise that the Most High has blessed you with ears to hear, because to so many it was not given. And you're going to see that. Keep reading, brother, to verse 12.
Verse 12. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away even that he had. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand.
And here's the kicker. Here's the dagger that we went to in Isaiah chapter 6. Let's get that, brother. Verse 14.
Verse 14, and in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them.
And here's the part. And understanding that this is a judgment that's been given over to some of these disobedient people. What do we brothers read so often in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 10 about those who are going to perish because they don't have a love for the truth? And because they don't, God is going to send them a lie, a strong delusion, so that they may believe a lie, because they had pleasure in unrighteousness and not a love for the truth. This is a judgment of the Most High to those people who don't really want to hear the truth. So again, it's wise to understand this, that in the will of the Most High, not everybody can get it. Not everybody is supposed to get it. And sometimes you can end up spinning your wheels, not understanding the prophecies that the Most High has put down already. And also making sure that we consider ourselves. But let's just get that last verse, brother. Verse 17.
Oh, we're skipping one. Matthew chapter 13 and verse 16.
Okay, Slakia.
But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
Notice what that said. Blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Us brothers and sisters need to be able to give more praise, honor, and glory to the Most High for that blessing. The blessing to be able to hear, and the blessing to be able to see. Not everybody has a love for the Most High's word. Again, if you out there on the highways and hedges, you know this to be true. And I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I don't know the feelings of every other brother, but it becomes kind of saddening when you continue to see that. Just a brother or a sister, no matter how many times the word is brought forth, you can read the verses 5 to 6 times and people cannot hear it. And these could be people that are professing to be Christians, people who claim to have a relationship with the Most High God, yet they have no love for his word. So again, we want to make sure that we understand that we are blessed if we have ears to hear, and we are blessed if we have eyes to see. If you're a person that likes channels like this, you like brothers bringing you out, thus saith the Most High, not somebody on the stage telling you a bunch of good talking points, but somebody giving you the word of the Most High, then all praise to the Most High for you having a love for his word. But let's again get some more understanding on the many of us that don't. Let's get another classic, brother, in Zechariah chapter 7. Can we pick up with this one, brother, in verse 11, Zechariah 7 and 11?
Hang on 1 second. My thing is missing. Zechariah chapter 7 and verse 11. But they refused to hearken, and pulled away with shoulder, and stopped their ears, that they should not hear. Yea, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law.
Lest they should hear what, brother?
Lest they should hear the law, and the words which the Lord of hosts hath sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from the Lord of hosts.
Keep going, brother.
Therefore it is come to pass that as he cried, and they would not hear, so they cried, and I would not hear, said the Lord of hosts.
Now, that sounds just like what we read in Proverbs 1 and 20, that talks about wisdom crying without, uttering her voice in the streets, but the many people that don't have a love or an ear for wisdom. And all the time while the Most High was crying out to you and that wisdom was crying out in the streets and you had no ear for it, well, that's saying that on the day that it's time for you to cry out, on the day of your calamity, on the day of your demise, your destruction, and you need the Most High, you're going to be crying out and the Most High is going to recompense that judgment back unto you, meaning that he's not going to hear you as well. So again, it's mighty to understand these different judgments that the Most High puts on us when we choose to have stiff and hard neck type of ears and spirits, brother. Can we go ahead and read verse 14 and wrap that one up out?
Verse 14. But I scattered them with a whirlwind among all the nations whom they knew not. Thus the land was desolate after them, that no man passed through nor returned, for they laid the pleasant land desolate.
Con. So again, that point is being made plain. But of course, we got a lot more, brother. We're going to go to Jeremiah 6. And with this one, I'm going to go to 18. And after we read these prophecies, what we really want to put across is that we have the understanding of the condition of the battle that we're facing. You should expect a lot of people to have ears that they can't hear. And sometimes apply Galatians 6:1 now that you know that. What does that say? When you see a person in a fault, you being the spiritual one, recover them in a spirit of meekness. Remember what it was like maybe when your ears were stopped up, or maybe when your heart was so heavy with false knowledge and wisdom that you also couldn't hear the word of the Most High. That should also give us the ability to hopefully restore some of our brothers and some of our sisters. But again, brother, let's get this wisdom in Jeremiah chapter 6. Let's start at verse. I think I want to get verse. We can go at verse 8, brother. Jeremiah. Let me see. Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 8.
Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 8. Be thou instructed, O Jerusalem, lest my soul depart from thee, lest I make thee desolate, a land not inhabited. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall thoroughly glean the remnant of Israel as a vine. Turn back thine hand as a grape gatherer into the baskets.
And here's the part, brothers and sisters. Pay attention to this verse.
To whom shall I speak and give warning? They that may hear, behold, their ear is uncircumcised.
Now, I ain't heard that one before. Say that one again, brother.
Behold, their ear is uncircumcised.
Who knew that was something that could take place? Your ear could be uncircumcised. So not only do we have uncircumcised hearts, like we can read in Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 24 on down, but we even have uncircumcised ears, and we don't have the ability to hear, thus said the Most High. Keep going, brother.
Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken.
And they cannot hearken. And that's why I say it's sad when you see some of the conditions of our people, because you may even run into brothers that got zeal and really seem sincere, but yet what they don't have is a love for the Most High and his word. What they don't perhaps have is humility that they may be born again and become as a little child and be humbled like that little child in Matthew 18 and John chapter 3. But for so many reasons, it becomes sad when, like, again, we see so many of our loved ones, our family members, our brothers and our sisters who just cannot hearken, as the scripture says. Keep going, brother.
Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it.
That's why they don't want to hear you bring out the word. That's why people come up to you in the scripture and say, hey, you know what? Don't tell me what the Bible say. Tell me what you think. How many times have we heard something like that? Or how many times do people just do these things in their own works and their fruit? Where you come up to brothers in the street and every brother's got a Bible in their hand, you don't, and yet you'll be the one dominating the conversation. You'll be the one talking the most, and yet the word of the Most High God falls deaf on your ears. So again, it's mighty that we understand that that's the condition that many of us can be in if we don't have a love for the truth. We don't have a love for the Most High's word. Can you finish that one out? Verse 11.
Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 11. Therefore, I am full of the fury of the Lord. I am weary with holding in. I will pour it out upon the children abroad and upon the assembly of young men together. For even the husband with the wife shall be taken, the age with him that is full of days. And their houses shall be turned into others, with their fields and wives together. For I will search out my hand, for I will stretch out my hand upon the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord. For from the least of them, even unto the greatest of them, everyone is given to covetousness.
And that's crazy. So that's letting you know it's not a respecter of persons that people have their ears stopped. It says from the least of them to the greatest of them, everyone is given to covetousness. Keep going, brother.
And from the prophet, even unto the priest, everyone dealeth falsely.
And from the prophet, even unto the priest, everyone dealeth falsely. So again, this is a sad condition of our people. But matter of fact, let's get a little bit more, brother. Can we go to jump down to verse 21? And that's why I wanted to bring this out, because it's wise to understand the Most High's judgment. That's what we see all the way in the scriptures. We don't understand the Most High's judgment. We don't know the judgment of Yahawah. That we have been stiff-necked and hard-headed and tight-eared, whatever you want, stuffed-eared, closed-eared, hard-headed, disobedient for so long that we have been given over to many of those delusions, that we have been given over to many of the lies that we want to believe. But again, let the scripture say it. Can we get verse 21 out?
Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 21. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will lay stumbling blocks before this people, and the fathers of the sons together shall fall upon them. The neighbor and his friend shall perish.
Think about that. The Most High is taking credit for saying, I will lay stumbling blocks before this people. A lot of times, the reason why you can't get it, sad, is because the Most High don't want you to get it. And sometimes even us brothers that do this teaching got to look within and understand that. Because like I said, we can be spinning our wheels with somebody that the Most High doesn't want to receive it. The Most High has cast them off. So Most High forbid that that's the condition or the mindset of some of us or some of our brothers and sisters. And that's why lessons like these need to be gone into. So again, we can understand the judgment of the Most High. I think it's a little bit more on that, brother. Can we go down to maybe verse? We can just read verse 22, brother.
Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 22. Thus saith the Lord, behold, a people cometh from the north country, and a great nation shall be raised from the sides of the earth. They shall live.
Slock it. Yeah, we can go ahead and skip up, brother. Just going into another classic. And again, Shalom, brother Greg Moore. My brother said, wow, uncircumcised ears. Yeah, I mean, now that I hadn't ran across those two words together, but that's mighty to consider, that we can have uncircumcised ears out here. And we have to be, matter of fact, that's a good precept to go into. Yahawah Shai said something wise. He said that we have to be careful how we hear. And that's something that's really important when you think about uncircumcised ears, because some people can't hear at all, but we also have to be careful of how we hear and what we hear. Most High willing, we can get some edification on that as well. But again, with this one, brother, can we go to Ezekiel chapter 2 and verse 3?
Ezekiel chapter 2 and verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me. They and their fathers have trespassed against me, even unto this very day.
Even unto this very day.
For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there had been a prophet among them.
Yet they shall know that there had been a prophet among them. Do you know why? Because you're going to follow what was written in verse 4. It says, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God. Sometimes that's your stumbling block. The stumbling block that the Most High has laid in front of many of us is those Christian churches, or some of these people that have faulty doctrines and don't have any love for the truth or the Most High's word. And now we have that stumbling block and we aren't even able to hear. But you're going to still know that there was a prophet among you. Why? Because that prophet gave you, thus said the Most High. You are going to somehow know the judgment of the Most High. And again, that gives a lot of insight into the work that us brothers do out there on the highways and hedges. For all the people that ignore you, that close their ears, that judgment is still being sealed. Like we referenced in Proverbs 1 and 20, Wisdom cried without in the streets, uttering her voice. But the many people that don't have ears to hear, on the day when they're crying out, the Most High isn't going to hear them. So just because people aren't turning around and responding, or people aren't listening to the word coming out, doesn't mean those judgments aren't being set forth. So that's mighty to understand when that wisdom is going out, brother. We're going to get one more that goes right into that. Another classic, brother, Ezekiel chapter 33. Can we get this from brother, verse 31, Ezekiel 33 and 31?
Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 31. And they come into thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness.
Now that's another thing. Yeah, you got the people that turn the cold shoulder at you. You say, hey, brother, do you got a minute for a Bible verse? Hey, brother, do you believe in God? Hey, brother, can I give you a scripture before you go? Hey, brother, do you got 30 seconds to hear what the Most High wants to say in his Bible? Some people are just going to give you the cold shoulder and keep walking. What about those other people that pretend, that lie, that speak with guile and deceit? Oh, yeah, brother, bring me a Bible verse out. Word. Oh, yeah, brother, that sounds real good. That sounds real good. They hear your words, and these are those people that hear, but they won't do them. Keep going, brother, to verse 32.
Verse 32. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that had a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument, for they hear the words, but they do them not.
They do them not.
And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet had been among them.
Again, same thing. Then shall they know that a prophet had been among them. See, this whole hearing and listening thing is bigger than we think. And a lot of times, if you sit and look at most of the conversations that you've had when someone couldn't hear, chances are it was because their ears were stopped up and they probably didn't have a love for the Most High's word. You could read them a Bible verse, but the Bible verse wasn't good enough for them. They wanted to go and look up this, that, and the third. They don't have any love for the Most High's word. So again, we want to be making sure that we're not moving in these spirits. I'm going to just get a couple of more. Again, Shalom, brother Jeff Barry, Shalom. This is another classic, Isaiah chapter 66. If we can start here at verse 1, brother, Isaiah 66 and verse 1, just to give a little bit about what type of person the Most High is looking for and what you have to feel like in accordance to his word. And again, this is a topic, and some of these topics may seem sort of repetitive, but if that's the case, that's a good thing. This is that milk that we need to live and grow thereby. So these are the things we need to build ourselves up upon. We need to have a love for the Most High's word. And spoiler alert, this ain't just for Christians. It's not just for newcomers and babes in this truth. Some of us who are seasoned in this truth have developed ears that have too much of a desire to hear the words of a man. You now honor and reverence that leader or that teacher, that bishop, that general, more than we reverence Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So that's the thing too. Even a brother that's seasoned or a sister that's seasoned in this thing can still not have the proper love for the Most High and his word. But can we get that, brother, starting at verse 1?
Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that ye build unto me? And where is the place of my rest? For all those things hath mine hand made, and all those things have been, said the Lord. But to this man will I look.
But to this man will I look.
Even to him this is poor and of a contrite spirit, and trembleth at my word.
And does what to his word, brother?
And trembleth at my word.
Are you sure it don't say talk over his word?
And trembleth at my word.
How many people, when you're on out there in the highways and hedges, tremble at the Most High's word? And honestly, we have to even look within. Do we tremble at the Most High's word? Are we mindful of how we deliver the word of the Most High? Are we this kind of person that the Most High says he's looking for? That person that's poor of a contrite spirit, meaning a broken spirit, and that kind of person that trembles at the Most High's word. See, that needs to come back and get more credence in these last days. where we constantly keep falling in love with the nice words of a man, whether it be in the Christian church or, like I said, so many other areas, and we no longer have a tremble and a fear for the Most High's word. But the Most High's word need to have much more reverence than it does. So again, this topic is going into having ears to hear and having eyes to see. How many of us don't have any ears to hear the words of thus said the Most High? Okay, I'm gonna get a couple of more, brother. Let me get. I know we mentioned that there was a way that even people who were seasoned in this truth can have their ears stopped up too, brother. And we just want to get a quick account of that one. Another classic, brother, Isaiah chapter 42. Let's start this one, brother, at verse 18.
Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 18. Hear, ye deaf, and look, ye blind, that ye may see. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servant?
Think about all of that, but let's hear. Let's hear why he's blind and why he's deaf.
Seeing many things,
He can see many things,
but thou observest not.
but then there's so many things that he can't see.
Opening the ears,
So he can open someone else's ears and get them to hear,
but he heareth not.
but he himself heareth not. And us brothers bring that out a lot. Matter of fact, this is the classic that I always think about whenever I go into that. Let me get this real quick, brother. Sirach chapter 37. Oh, did I take that off?
Mm-hmm.
My bad. Okay, con. 1 second. Yeah, I just took it all off, huh?
Yep.
All right, let me bring that back. All right, con, there we go. All right, the book of Sirach, chapter 37. And if we can, brother, verse 19.
It's still not showing.
Oh, still not? Okay, Kanye, you're right. I got to add it to stage. Salaki. All right, there you go. Sirach chapter 37 and verse 19.
Ecclesiastes chapter 37 and verse 19.
Con.
There is one that is wise and teacheth many, and yet is unprofitable to himself.
Con. There is one that is wise and teacheth many, and yet is unprofitable to himself. You know, we address this a lot because there exists someone who can go into the scriptures, but they only go in there so that they may correct someone else. You go in there and you read all of this gold information that could help try you as gold in the fire and improve you. But yet, because a brother has a lack of humility or a lack of self-examination and self-reflection, everything he reads in the word, he only uses it to apply to another brother or to another sister, or perhaps there's a sister like that. So again, there can even exist a seasoned brother or sister in this truth, and they themselves can have their ears stopped up as well. They themselves can teach many people and at the same time not be able to be taught. Again, we all know somebody like that who can teach everybody, but yet you notice that they themselves can't be taught. They can give out many lessons, but they themselves can't take one. They can give out many rebukes and criticisms, but yet you never see them successfully take one. So again, this is also going into those seasoned and experienced people who could also have their ears closed. Can we move on down to verse 21 now?
Ecclesiastes chapter 37 and verse 21. For grace is...
Salakia, my bad, brother. We was finished there. We can go back to Isaiah 42. Salakia, my bad. Isaiah 42 and 21.
Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 21. The Lord is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the law and make it honorable. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore.
And none saith restore. So again, that's mighty to understand. Who is blind but my servant and my messenger that I sent, seeing many things, but still they observe not, and opening the ears, but they hear not. So even somebody who is able to see things and open ears of others still can have things that they themselves can't see, and still can have things that they themselves can't hear. And again, that's why this lesson is not just for Christians and babes and people that are newcomers in the truth, but even us seasoned men and women should look and do a lot of self-examination and reflection on this. Do we truly have a love for the Most High's word? Whose voice are we hearing more? Are we hearing the voice of a man or some charismatic brother more than we're diving into the word and applying Acts 17:11, being like those noble men in Thessalonica and searching out the scriptures? So again, we have to make sure that we have a love for the Most High's word in that way. Brother, we're going to almost, this ain't going to be long at all, because again, we almost about to wrap it up. I got maybe a couple more. I just want to get something out of the New Testament if I can, brother. The book of John, chapter 5, because that's really big about many of us and who we have an ear for. Okay, let's listen to the wisdom that Yahawah gives us in John chapter 5. Let's start at verse 41, brother. This is deep right here.
John chapter 5 and verse 41. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that ye have not the love of God in you.
See, Yahawah said, I know you, ye have not the love of God in you. Why, brother?
I am come in my Father's name, and ye receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive.
Now, this is prophetic that Yahawah is speaking. And like I said, brothers and sisters, know this. There's somebody out there who can't wait to receive a brother that's coming in his own name. How many people, again, like I said, tell you, put the Bible down and tell me what you think, brother? Brother, why can't we just have a conversation? Why you brothers always got to read the Bible? Yeah, you brothers know a lot of Bible, but that don't mean nothing. Okay, whose words do you want to hear, brother? Whose words do you want to hear, sister? Again, if that person that comes in their own name, that's the exact kind of person you'll accept. And that's what Yahawah is telling these people. That man that comes in his own name, you're going to wait to receive him. But because he came in the name of his father and came to do his will and spoke his words, you don't receive him because his word is not in you. Can we keep going, brother, to verse 44?
Verse 44. How can ye believe which receive honor one of another, and seek not the honor that cometh from God only?
And seek it not the honor that cometh from God only. So again, a lot of times we can't wait to hear the person that comes in their own name, and the name that we can't hear is anybody coming in the name of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawah. The words that we can't hear are the words of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawah. If that's a spirit that's on us, matter of fact, us brothers got some good prayers to go into that a person can send up to the Most High. They may be able to avoid having such of a spirit like that. But let's go to some of the classics about how people get like that, brother. This is Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 2. We know this is a classic. Can we get that, brother?
Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 2. A fool hath no delight in understanding, but that his heart may discover itself.
A fool hath no delight in understanding, but that his heart may discover itself. What does that mean? That means that a foolish person, he takes no joy in being able to get a point. The only thing he takes joy in is being able to tell you a point. This brother don't take any joy in being able to get it right. That brother only takes joy in being able to look right. See, and that's the difference in a person. He's trying to discover himself. For that reason, he has no delight in understanding. And we know that there's a lot of classes that go into this, brother. Just one more. We're going to get the Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 20 out. Again, another classic, brother. Can we start there? Proverbs chapter 4, verse 20.
Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 20. My son, attend to my words, incline thine ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes, keep them in the midst of thine heart.
And that's what we have to do. These words of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawah. We have to incline our ears unto his sayings and let them not depart from our eyes, keeping them in the midst of our hearts. Keep going, brother.
Let them not depart from thine eyes, keep them in the midst of thine heart. For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh.
And here's the main dagger that we always bring up. We knowing that the heart is the mind, so we have to do what, brother?
Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life.
That said, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. What that means, you got to guard your mind. Like we said, Yahawah mentioned that about we have to be careful of what we hear. So again, there's a problem of people who just don't have a love or have the ability because perhaps the Most High has cast them away. The Most High doesn't want them to get it. Or perhaps they will be able to, but they're going to have to humble themselves. They're going to have to come and be born again and repent, like Yahawah said, that except ye be born again and become as a little child, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven. How many people have actually even went through that? How many people have went through a real born again process? And no, we're not talking about the dipping of water that cleanses one's flesh, but how many people have sincerely had a renewing of their mind? You picked up the scriptures and you was one person, and when you put it down, you was another person. Or maybe you didn't put it down. But who had that real baptism, being born again type of moment? Okay, that's why it says, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Keep going, brother, verse 24.
Verse 24. Put away from thee a froward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. Turn, oh, sorry.
Oh, you can
turn,
go on, brother Slocket.
turn not to the right hand, nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil.
Turn not to the right hand, nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. So it's very important that we understand this. That sounds a lot like what Yahawah said about being his disciple and being his sheep. His sheep hear his voice and they follow him. And a stranger they will not follow, because they know not the voice of strangers. So again, whose voice do you hear more? And who are you following? That's why we really have to make sure that we have a love for the Most High's word. If you have an issue and your ears don't have a love for the word, you heap onto yourself teachers or maybe drama. You always trying to be in the mix of some beef or some type of tea. Then perhaps you should ask the Most High to, or pray to the Most High to give you more of a receiving and understanding heart, that you may want to receive his words. We're going to get a couple of more, brother, then wrap this one here up. Just one more class, brother. I'm going to go to Sirach chapter 11, because we did just mention that these things come from the Most High. If you want the understanding, if you want to be able to have the ability to hear, let's see that all of these things come from the Most High, which we kind of read that already in the law and the prophets, saying that the Most High could cause you to have your ears stopped up. Well, obviously, it's the Most High that can unstop your ears. Let's get this, brother. Sirach chapter 11 and verse 14.
Switch it.
Okay.
11 and 14.
And 15.
Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of the Lord. Love and the way of good works are from him.
Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of the Lord. Love and the way of good works are from him. So again, that's just being made plain. Or what's the classic? Sirach 126. I know we got that one. If you desire wisdom, pray to the Most High that he may give it unto you. But again, these have to be sincere prayers. Do you really want to know what the Most High is trying to tell you, or don't you? Or do you just want to live on your own understanding of what you know already? Do you want to follow God, or do you want to be God? And that's not as crazy as a question as you think, because in this current American society, that do as thou wilt spirit is all over the place. And many people worship themselves. That's also another reason why they don't have room, time, or ear for the word of the Most High. But let's get this verse, brother. Sirach chapter 1 and verse 26, the classic.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 1 and verse 26. If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and the Lord shall give her unto thee.
And the Lord shall give her unto thee. So that matches up with what we read in Sirach 11 and 14. That wisdom comes from the Most High. Well, if you desire wisdom, keep the commandments of the Most High, and then he will give that wisdom unto you. That's why Psalms 111 and 10 rightly says that. Matter of fact, let me get that, brother. I don't want to butcher that one. But we can move from that one, brother. I know I'm moving a little fast. It's lucky if I am moving too fast. And I'll slow down. But again, we're about to get ready to end. I'm gonna just get these last precepts, brother. Let's get that Psalms 111 and 10, brother, about the fear of the Most High.
Psalms chapter 111 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and a good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever.
Salakia. A good understanding have all that do his commandments. So again, that matches with what we just read in Sirach chapter 1. Okay, let me go to that just one more time. For the fear of the Lord, if thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and the Lord shall give her unto thee. So again, us brothers just wanted to dive deep into this topic. Again, Shalom, brother Jeff Berry, Shalom, brother Greg Moore. Pride over what we think we know, it certainly puffs us up. Absolutely, brother. 1 Corinthians 8 and 1. knowledge puffeth up, but charity edified. You know, Paul said that if a man thinks himself to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise. But a lot of times it's our pride that keeps us from getting the wisdom that we could get. Us brothers say this all the time. It's often hard to pour new water into a full glass. But how hard would it be to pour new water into a cup with a lid on it? Some people, not just a cup with a full water, they're a cup with a lid on it. There's absolutely nothing you can put into that person. So most high forbid we're walking around here in that spirit. Again, we're just going to get one more. Brother, did you have anything at all? Any precepts, anything you want to pull out?
No, sir.
Okay, kind of. So again, yeah, this ain't going to be a very in-depth one. A lesson like this one is plain. And like I said, us brothers and sisters that have been blessed to have ears to hear and eyes to see, let's take what Yahawah said in Matthew 13 to heart, that blessed are our ears and blessed are our eyes, for we see. For many righteous men have prayed to see the things that we see and to hear the things that we hear, to have the prophecies unfold in their time that's unfolding in our time. So we need to be blessed and praise and give praise, honor, and glory to the Most High for being able to have the ability to hear and to understand. And when we come to recover one of our brothers and sisters, we do so in that same spirit, understanding that they themselves likely don't even have an ear to hear. And now we know how we can attack them. You know, I don't want this lesson to get to something that we're not getting into, but us brothers go into that so often about how you got to give somebody the understanding. Proverbs 1:7 says the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. That's always a good way to get in there. But chances are, if they don't have that fear of the Most High, they definitely ain't going to have a love for his word. And it's always going to be hard to get the knowledge thereof. But again, brother, this is the last precept we're going to get into, Luke chapter 8. And with this one, brother, let's start at verse 17.
Luke chapter 8 and verse 17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. Take heed, therefore, how ye hear.
Say that one more time, brother.
Take heed, therefore, how ye hear.
Think about that. Take heed, therefore, how ye hear. Again, for nothing is secret that's not going to be made manifest or anything hid. So knowledge is going to be abundant. But all knowledge doesn't mean that it's righteousness. Daniel properly prophesied that knowledge would be increased in the last days and that men would go to and fro. But not all knowledge is wisdom. Let's prove that, brother. What is that one? I want to say that's Sirach 19. Yeah, kind of. Sirach chapter 19, I want to say. Yeah, not all knowledge is wisdom. Not all knowledge is prudent. Sirach chapter 19, brother. Can we get verse 22?
Ecclesiastes chapter 19 and verse 22. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
See, not all knowledge is wisdom. If you have the knowledge of something wicked, that's not the same thing as wisdom. So again, not all knowledge is wisdom. Keep going, brother.
Neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence.
Neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. So that's wise to understand as well that not all knowledge is wisdom. But again, we're going to keep on going, brother, to Luke 8 and 18 one more time. Take heed, therefore, how ye hear. So one problem is not being able to hear it all. But even for us brothers and sisters who can hear, who do dive in this word, we still have to be able to take heed how we hear. But keep going, brother.
Take heed, therefore, how ye hear, for whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and whosoever have not, from him shall be taken even that which he seemeth to have.
Yeah, we can start right there, brother. But again, you know, just understand that one of the things that we also have to do, in addition to making sure that we have ears to hear, is making sure that we also know how to hear, that we know how to disseminate between something that's right and something that's wrong, that we know how to lean on the Most High, ultimately, above all. Okay, matter of fact, I keep getting this in my mind, brother. This really is the last one. I'm going to wrap up with this one, brother, but this is a beautiful precept to wrap up a lesson like this. I'm going to go to the book of Sirach, chapter 32. No, that's not what I want, brother. Sirach, chapter 37. Can we start this one at verse? Man, all this is good. Let's start at verse Man, brother, let's just read verse 11. I've always wanted to get that and pull that out. But again, it's the last verse. If anybody got any precepts, anything they want to put in the chat, put those in there. Again, shalom to everybody that's been able to tune in. Can we get this last one, brother? It's Iraq chapter 37, starting at 11.
Yeah, change it for him.
Oh, come. Thawadah.
Ecclesiastes chapter 37 and verse 11. Neither consult with a woman touching her of whom she is jealous, neither with a coward in matters of war, nor with a merchant concerning exchange, nor with a buyer of selling, nor with an envious man of thankfulness, nor with an unmerciful man touching kindness, nor with the slothful for any work, nor with a hireling for a year, a finishing of finishing work, nor with an idle servant of much busyness. Hearken not unto these in any matter of counsel.
Hearken not unto these in any matter of counsel. So that's just great wisdom for us to understand. You wouldn't go to a slothful brother if you were looking for some work to be done, but you also wouldn't try to dwell with somebody who has a fear of the Most High, and that same brother has his ears stopped up to the word of the Most High. How can you truly have a fear of the Most High if you don't tremble at his word, like we read in Isaiah chapter 66? So again, a lot of these things we need to be mindful of. Can we keep going to verse 12, brother?
Verse 12. But be continually with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry. And let the counsel of thine own heart stand, for there is no man more faithful unto thee than it.
See, and don't get me wrong, people think that this could be a contradiction because there's scriptures in the Bible that tells you to do nothing without counsel. But just like so many things in the world, let's not be simple here. There's a counsel that's wise and prudent, but there's also a counsel that's not. So if anybody's being honest with you, they're not going to take you to one side of the scripture just to try to show you the part that they want you to see. No, we have to most importantly, know that the counsel of our own heart is going to stand most importantly. That's why the best thing that you can do is lead someone to Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And it's going to say that, brother. Can we keep going?
Verse
Verse
14.
15. Okay.
For a man's mind is sometime wont to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above and in an high tower.
So that's just saying you can have 20 counselors around you and everybody's giving you different advice. Everybody's got an opinion. I heard a brother say this, and I love this saying: confusion comes when you're hearing too many voices at once. If you just notice yourself in a constant state of confusion, maybe you're listening to too many people. Maybe you need to get back and solo the word out. Just kind of block out some of those outside voices and get more familiar with Yahweh Shai's voice. Sometimes we do need to do those things because counsel is something that can go in the good or it can also go in the bad. And let's read that last verse, brother, verse 15.
Verse 15. And above all this, pray to the Most High that he would direct thy way in truth.
And that's what you have to do. And above all this, pray to the Most High that he will direct thy way in truth. And that's something that we can always do. Continually to pray to the Most High. We read earlier that that's how you get the understanding, that you pray to the Most High and that you keep the commandments. He'll give the wisdom and understanding to you. But again, above all these things, pray to the Most High that he directs thy way in truth. Have an ear for the Most High's word. We say this at camp a lot. Just as familiar as you are with your family member's voice, you should be that familiar with Yahweh Shai's voice. So nobody can come and tell you something and you know that it didn't come from Yahweh Shai. See, that's how familiar we have to be with the voice of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And that will be mighty for us to do that. And above all, pray to the Most High that he may direct our way in truth. Again, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Shalom, Sister Yamina, Thawadah for yet another mighty lesson. Shalom, and all praise to the Most High. Thawadah. But again, us brothers just wanted to do a deep dive. Well, not really a deep dive, because this lesson could definitely have a lot of more parts to it, but just wanted to kind of go into the ability of having ears to hear and eyes to see. So that way we can understand how our loved ones are moving and the judgments of the Most High, and be familiar with these judgments of the Most High. Not only so we know how to deal with our brothers and our sisters out there, but we also can consider ourselves, making sure that we ourselves don't have those stopped up ears and aren't able to hear thus said the Most High. But again, Most High willing, this lesson was edifying. We want to end like we begin, as we always do, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And with that, we're going to say Shalom.
Shalom.